Congresswoman Julie Johnson is here now. We should note we did reach out to Republicans, including Chip Roy, the main bill sponsor, and also many Republican women co-sponsoring the bill. They either could not join us or we did not hear back. We're trying to get Chip Roy on the show tomorrow. We hope that they'll join us. Somebody will take us up on this issue, on this offer. Congresswoman Johnson, so there is a part of this act, as Marshall just noted, that appears to lay out a process where people could appeal if their birth certificate does not match their voter registration. It's titled Process in Case of Certain Discrepancies in Documentation. We should note that if 50% of the American people don't have a passport, this is a real problem for millions of women whose married name is not the same as their birth certificate.
That's exactly right. This really disenfranchises women. It disenfranchises people with lower economic status who don't have $160 to get a passport to vote. Kind of equates to a modern day version of a poll tax. But there's a lot of problems with the bill. One of the things, we're not opposed to proving citizenship. Definitely Democrats believe that only citizens should be voting in this country. However, what this bill does is it makes it extremely difficult for people to obtain their voter registration. Just like what you were saying, mismatched current names versus birth certificates. It's only a birth certificate that was the only ID or a passport eligible to prove who you are. There's a lot of other IDs out there that could be used. One of the other big problems is you have to go to a voter registration office in person to register to vote. I had an amendment that was struck down in the committee and again today on the floor that would have provided for online voter registration to be able to prove your citizenship, upload a copy of your passport or your birth or your documents, for example, so that people who are working 8 to 5, which is the vast majority of folks in this country, could still process the paperwork to be able to vote. And Republicans denied that. They also denied modifications for this name discrepancy to allow women to have these opportunities, and they denied that. So this is really a voter suppression tactic wrapped up in the American flag of citizenship only. Democrats saw through that, but the reason why we were having a hard time getting Republicans is they know what they did.
We should also just note that it seems unlikely that this would get through the 60-vote hurdle to get a vote on the Senate, so it might just disappear. But it's still obviously worth highlighting. Just to change the subject a little bit, you're going to host your first in-person town hall later this month. You represent an area outside Dallas. We've seen anger on full display from both, from voters across the, political spectrum, mad at Republicans, mad at Democrats. For Democrats, a lot of Democrats are mad at lawmakers for not doing enough to resist President Trump's agenda. What are you expecting, and what will your message be to any angry people who show up?
Well, that we're doing everything we can. We have a long list of things we're looking forward to talking about. I've had 2 town halls so far because I've been in Washington. I'm really excited to be back here in the district and see folks. We've had tens of thousands of people reach out to our office, cheering us on, seeing me fight on the House floor, seeing other Democrats do things, and also expressing their deep concern for the obliteration of what the Trump administration is doing to the way of life and to the norms that we have in this country. And so we're going to talk about it in length, answer all the questions, and I'm really looking forward to getting back out there and seeing the folks.
Texas Congresswoman, Democrat Julie Johnson, thanks so much for joining The Lead. We appreciate it.